what we'll do is this. First of all, I want to thank all of our candidates for coming, taking time out of their busy schedule. We're pushed against the clock. I know several of them have other commitments. We're going to operate as an express right now. So what we want to do is combine 3 questions into one to give you 2 minutes or less, and seeing as how you've done so well so far, this should be no problem for you at all. So let me put these questions together. First of all, what are the responsibilities of the position you seek? Where are some of the places where you have served this district in the past? And assuming you are victorious, how do you intend to be accountable to the people who elect you? I'll repeat those again. What are the responsibilities of the position you seek? Where are some of the places you have served in this district in the past? You can name any committees, clubs, organizations, etc. And assuming you are victorious, how do you intend to be accountable to the people who elect you? Let me start this with Ms. Ackberry. Go right ahead.
All right. In answer to your first question, the responsibility of this particular seat is to be a voice for the people, to legislate, to create legislation that will directly enhance their daily lives, and also for the state of Tennessee. In this particular community, I have been involved in it, like I said, since I was a child, playing in Lincoln Park. I delivered meals to Bethel Towers through a community service organization I founded in high school. I have delivered meals to many apartment complexes in the area for the Meals on Wheels program. So I spoke on behalf, like I said, of the schools in that area at the school board meeting just 2 days ago. So if I'm elected, or I should say when I'm elected, I intend to never stop listening to the people of that district and to always keep that in mind when working with different political entities and also creating legislation. Because truly, if you stop answering the phone, you stop being accessible to the people in that district, then you stop representing them.
All right, thank you. Mr. Tomasik, go right ahead.
My concern about the why I would want to represent this district is more that I would like to represent all people in Tennessee that are, like I said before, they're the individuals, the people who have, that have been disfranchised for one reason or another. I think that we have a situation where we repress people's votes. And we do it in a lot of different ways, and sometimes without even realizing it, we get into groups of people that might say repression of voting is bad, but then we actually participate in it. As it is right now, if you don't vote Democrat or you don't vote Republican, you're pretty much told that your vote doesn't count because your party is not, you're listed as a independent on the ballot. And then the media just picks up on that, and we have to start changing the way the media reports us as being libertarians or Constitution Party or Green Party or whatever the organized group is. And that way people, when they go to the ballot, they say these people think more like us. We, like right now you say, well, the Democrats think more like me or the Republicans think more like me, and you click on the Republicans to vote if you haven't had the opportunity to look at all the different candidates. Well, sometimes there's other ideas about how to do things and what should be promoted further. And this is why having a alternative party ballot access for parties is important. That's why this is potentially an historic election, and that's why I'm going to try very hard to actually get elected to this position so that I can give to the people in this district another voice. Well, actually, probably 3 more voices that can be heard. The Constitution Party, the Green Party, and Libertarian Party. Those are 3 parties that don't get along on issues. But I think that all of them should be represented on the ballot. And if we're going to say that certain people should be represented, then all of us should be represented.
Okay, thank you so much. Ms. Lamb, go right ahead.
As the state representative of District 91, again, it is the goal of mine to be a listener for the community. When elected, I would establish an Office of Constituent Services with days and times for the residents to come in and voice any concerns that they have, any issues that they're having, from a sewer stoppage to something that I really can affect on the state level. that office will have a list of resources, whether it's my responsibility or not. But I think that as an elected official, again, representing the community, they will always come to who they know. And so being an established person in the community, I will welcome them and offer whatever resource they need. Also, some of the things that I've done in the community, I currently, as my 9-to-5 job, or my 24/7 job at the Office of Shelby County Trustee as community outreach, I've been working in the South Memphis area in collaboration with Community Lift and the AC Wharton's, the Mayor's Innovation Delivery Team. Those two entities also focus on South Memphis because it has been identified as a community that has significant challenges. So there I serve as the Bank on Memphis coordinator, which addresses bringing the residents back into the financial mainstream of society. I also have, in partnership with my sorority, Delta Sigma Theta, have hosted for the last 4 years Housing and Economic Development Forum that is used to bring some of the mortgage companies in to work with folks one-on-one to modify their mortgages and also to offer a wealth of other resources.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, Mr. Forbes, go right ahead.
Great. Ms. Ford hit it right on the head. If either one of us in this race is elected, it'll be our first time at least representing District 91 on a state level. And so as a freshman representative in a supermajority Republican House and Senate, it's going to be an uphill battle. So I suffer no illusions to believe that a freshman representative is just going to steamroll the entire House and Senate, with just the groundbreaking legislation. But I think it'll be a great opportunity for us to listen, to get familiar with the legislative process, to hear who are the influencers there, Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, all the above. And be able to make more informed decisions and get behind legislation. And then hopefully the opportunity will present itself perhaps when we run again next year, to start sponsoring our own legislation and, really getting the ball moving as a Democratic minority. As a public servant, I was executive director of the Alcee Ball Community Development Corporation. I worked with our young people for over 3 years at Repairing the Breach Outreach Ministries, volunteered with Lionel Hollins Charities to distribute 300 bicycles to children in need, volunteered for Zach Randolph Charities to distribute over 200 Thanksgiving baskets. We've held health fairs that have met the needs of 300 children over the course of a few years. And I worked as an intern for a Catholic charity, so I worked with recovering alcoholics, recovering drug addicts. And so I have a wealth of experience when it comes to serving people. I've spent my entire career serving people, even as an employee at youth villages, working with our troubled youth. So I understand a little bit about the issues that affect diverse groups of people. How do I plan on being accountable to the people? We could probably all say the same thing, be a connector of people.
Half second, go right ahead.
But also listening, community forums, so on and so forth.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, let me go now to Ms. DeBerry Bradshaw. Go right ahead.
If I'm elected, I will do what the people want me to do. And if the first year, like everyone said, it's like learning. It's a learning process. I'm familiar with some of the activities of the legislators, but not all. I also will be still available to the community like I am now. Nothing changed, my attitude or anything will change. And still will have that outreach and that line to the community that they can call me at any time and voice an opinion, something that I should be doing, and to help me grow as a legislator also. I am the president of the Defense Depot, Memphis, Tennessee Concerned Citizens Committee that was organized in 1995 because of the pollution that was in our community to address environmental health. Lois DeBerry at that particular time, helped to organize this group. I am the founder. And that is how I entered the community to work with people, because my background is banking. So I know finance. And I used to balance the whole big bank and keep it within the balance that it needs to be. So I understand that process with accounting and finance. I'm a member of the Coalition of Black Trade Unions CARROT team, and that's Citizen Actions on Toxic. I was the National Community Liaison for CBTU for about 15 years.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm sorry, time is up. I'm timing
just said
everybody.
2
I
minutes.
apologize. All right, go right ahead, Mr. Moore.
The role I will play as the state legislature is to take the concerns and aspirations of the people of District 91 to Nashville to ensure that every resource available comes back to District 91, whether it's state funding, federal funding, or private sources. But we need to make sure that we get all the funding that's out there for our community. I have worked in District 91 as the president of the Memphis A. Philip Randolph Institute for 20 years, doing voter education, voter registration, and get out to vote, working with other community organizations. When living wages and other issues come up, we work with WIN, the NAACP, SCLC, and other organizations. And what was the third part of your question?
How to be accountable.
That's it.
I will, thank you. I will be accountable to the people. I will be accessible to the people. That's how you be accountable. Being accessible to the people and ensuring that their voice is heard. Not my will, but the voice of the people is being heard in Nashville, working with the people on their concerns, not my personal agenda, but the agenda of the people to grow this district.
All right, thank you so much, sir. And last but not least, Ms. Ford, go right ahead.
Thank you, Reverend Hutchinson. I too agree with the young Mr. Forbes. As we'll all be freshman legislators, I think one of the very first responsibilities that we have is to learn how to work together. We will be entering an environment that is a Republican supermajority. They don't need not one of us to wake up in the morning to pass not one bill. We need to learn how to work across the aisles, learn how to work with each other. And if I may quote the great Albert Einstein, a problem cannot be solved from the same consciousness that created it. I intend to move forward with a futuristic point of view, focused on results, thinking from the solution, not the problem. We waste way too much time. And I'm glad we met, Mr. Forbes. I'm glad we met. There have been people in the state of Tennessee who have a historic record with working with not only their party, but with the other party as well. And his name, I need not speak. Everyone in the city of Memphis knows who that is. He was one of the most effective legislators, along with the esteemed woman who formerly held this seat. They came in at around the same time. They worked together as partners. And another thing that I will do, and I think that is a great responsibility as a new legislator, is to build a Democratic coalition in West Tennessee so that we can gather some numbers and actually make a difference in this Republican supermajority environment, so that they're not seeing us one-on-one, they're seeing us together, joined together, working together, so that they can't knock us off one by one. They got to deal with this as a group. And I intend to establish a coalition from everything west of the Tennessee River. That's where our Democratic strongholds are. Served in the past. Well, you know, I'm an actor. and that means you got to read. But I also, you can Google me. I worked with the Nashville Children's Theater. I am committed to young people.
Unfortunately, thank you.
Okay,
All
great.
right. Now, for those of you who are watching, yes, I cut some of the persons off, but as they also knew, we have a time limit, and in the spirit of fairness, I had to give everybody equal time. Everybody around this table has equipped themselves well. I'm proud of each and every one of you. Thank you for coming here today. We invited all of the candidates, and all except one is sitting around this table. Mr. Clifford Lewis was also invited and afforded the same opportunity with the same material that you all received. He did not come. Thank you for serving. Thank you for coming out and making yourself available to serve. Let me remind the viewers that the special election is being held on October the 8th. That is the primary. The election is actually going on right now. Early voting started out yesterday. You can go to the Shelby County Office Building downtown for early voting from now until October the 3rd. And the actual election is on October the 8th. And if you need more information about voting locations and other information about the election, feel free to go to shelbyvote.com, shelbyvote.com. And so we thank you for being here. We thank you for watching. It's time to go. And as I always say, brother man, sister woman, young boy, young girl, put your mind in gear and put your thinking cap on. Peace.